That could change qualified teams' chances, in terms of the impact that could have. But right now, today, how do you feel about Uruguay's chances heading to Russia 2018?
Well, it's always difficult. You got the best national teams, great teams. So it's going to be tough. We are happy that we are once again in the World Cup. We have a really good qualification. Rare for us because most of the time we always go for playoffs.
Yeah.
And what we experienced yesterday was totally different for us because it was the first time you can be watching the games, with no thinking, without the adrenaline. So it was good. And about the World Cup now, it's something that we know we are a hard team. We know we are not the best team playing with the ball, keeping possession, and we have a great team with great players in and on the bench. But we know and we can feel it that playing against Uruguay, we know the team that everybody, if you get draw in the same group, they know that they are going to have a tough time playing against Uruguay. We know that we can feel that, and that's something that is great. But of course, then you have to qualify. And what I'd say about and what I experienced when I was playing is that while you are in the World Cup, the first thing is try to get through in the phase group. That's the most important thing, which is really tough. And then it's a totally different tournament because it's a game where can happen everything. It's not the best one or the favorite. Everybody can beat everybody because it's only just one game, 90 minutes, 120 minutes, and then you can beat them on penalties, and maybe you have a team that is not that strong.
Yeah, you hit form at the right time, and you can go a long way, certainly, at the World Cup. Over the past few weeks, we've been discussing the situation between Cavani and Neymar at PSG. You know Cavani personally. What's your take on what was happening at PSG?
Well, they are two great players. Both of them, they want to score goals, and when it's in a situation like a penalty, both of them, they want to score. They want to hit the penalty. In that case, it was not the right moment to do it. In a great club like PSG, and discussing for a penalty, and also after the penalty he missed it. It was not a good. It was a good experience for anybody, also for the team, and to show, you have to. Be respect for everybody. But I think the situation, and I didn't read it, or I didn't saw it I didn't see it on the news. But I think we have to wait for the coach to say who was the one who was in charge to take the penalty.
Right.
I think that you take all the conflict in this matter, which is the most important thing. But I think he didn't say anything in this case. He didn't talk about it, and I think it's important in this case. So nobody, continue talking about these kind of things and focus on what you have to see, then playing. That's the main reason.
And that's a great point, because the coach didn't come out and say who should have taken it. So it kind of lets that thing boil and ruminate a little bit. So at this point, the pressure's on Neymar, and more so Cavani, because Neymar is obviously now the face of PSG. Yeah. So do you think that they settled it, or is Cavani being a good teammate, putting the team first?
I think the one who is designated to take the penalties is Cavani. And after the conflict, I think Cavani is still going to get the penalties. But what happened in the last game before the qualification, Cavani scored the goals, and to take all the pressure for everybody that was focusing on this matter, he said, you take the penalty, it's going to be, or maybe they talked before in the dressing room and say, it doesn't matter if the coach told us that it's me who is in charge, but in this case, you can take the penalty, so everybody's going to be more relaxed.
Yeah, it's an interesting situation at PSG in that room. Okay, there is no rest for the weary. Players like Messi and Suarez get to celebrate World Cup qualification, but then they hop on a plane and return to club football. How tough is that transition when it is so quickly, and especially when you're a team like Barcelona, that you've got a big game coming up right away like Atletico Madrid? How difficult is it to switch back?
It's difficult, and you can see it on the statistics that every team that they have, most of them players playing in the national teams, when they come back, they struggle a little bit. Sometimes they come back with some, illness, or they are not in a good shape, tired because the travel is a long way from the country where they are playing. But in this case, I think both of the team, they are in the same situation. Of course, Barcelona depends more in Messi and Suarez.
Yes.
Messi is in a great form. He's doing great. He's been scoring goals all over the place, and yesterday he did it great in the moment that everybody was expecting him to do it. But maybe Luis is a little bit more tired. But he scored 2 goals. He had a really good game. He been struggling physically because he didn't have a good recovery from the injury before the game against Argentina.
Yeah.
So that makes him, maybe, I don't know if he's going to play. They are talking that maybe he will stay on the bench and wait for the next game in the Champions League, which would be important. But I don't see it because now it's not Neymar, it's Suarez and Messi. They need both of them.
Okay, one last fun question for you. Imagine this. It's the World Cup final, okay? You need a goal in order to win. There's a breakaway and the chance for a winner. Who do you want on that breakaway? Edinson Cavani or Luis Suarez?
It doesn't matter.
You're taking the safe route.
Yeah.
You're taking the safe route.
Yeah.
You're not going to pick one.
No, they are great, both of them.
Here I thought I had a viral moment, but I don't. No, that's fair. That's fair. They're both great players.
Yeah.
You'd think that both of them could probably put it away.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right, as we transition back to club football for the foreseeable future, let's show you what we have coming up this weekend here on bein Sports. We start on Saturday with Real Madrid taking on Getafe. The Whites looking for their 3rd win in a row. Then it is Dijon looking for their 2nd win of the season. They are taking on topside PSG there. And Barca looking to continue their perfect start to the season versus Atletico Madrid. Barca have scored 23 and given up just 2. Great Saturday ahead here on bein Sports. Diego, thanks for coming on tonight.
Thank you very much.
Great to meet you. Great to see you. What a great player. That will do it for this midweek edition of the program. We look forward to seeing you for a new edition of the show Thursday night with Kevin Egan, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. From all of us here at bein Sports, thanks for watching. Bye for now.